Hello and welcome to Miss Kasten's virtual art class. Last week, you guys learned how to do these awesome leaf rubbings, finding leaves that you found outside and then putting them underneath your paper and going over them with a crayon. And that's how you got these really cool leaf shapes. This week, we're going to be making a background. So when we're done, we'll have something like this. You are going to be practicing or reviewing your lines that we've been learning about. You might also notice that these lines are creating patterns. Patterns are a repeat. Patterns are repeating the same thing over and over and over, like my spirals, zigzags, dashes, curly lines, wavy lines, and straight lines. So let's get started. What you will need this week are your leaf rubbings that you did last week, either a colored piece of paper, blank white piece of paper, or some newspaper. I found this in the mail. So what we want, you will also need crayons, scissors, and glue. I'm using a glue stick. All right, so we're gonna get started with, you know what? There's one more thing you need. You need a black marker. All right, so we're gonna get started with our newspaper, or if you're using a blank piece of paper or a colored piece of paper, you want to get your black marker, and we are going to draw some straight lines across our piece of paper. So I want to go from one end of my paper to another end. Doesn't matter where it goes to, as long as it goes across. Because we're just separating our piece of paper into different sections. Yep. In each section, you are going to put different kinds of lines. So I want to do some straight lines. So up here, I will start by doing some straight lines. Okay, now I've got this section that I can do a different kind of line. I think I'm going to do some curved lines. I'll fill in these other spaces with other kinds of lines, and I'm going to speed things up, but you can follow along. So fill each section with a different kind of line. Here we go. All right, I have completed drawing my different kinds of lines on my newspaper. Now I'm going to color in each section with one color. So, for example, I want to do my curved line section in green. So I'm going to color that whole thing in with green. And it's okay if you get a little messy with this part. Normally, I'm not a big fan of the scribbles, but for this project, I think it's kind of fun. Be careful though. All right, now I want to color another section with a different color. I'm going to keep filling in the rest of it quickly, so I'm going to fast forward. Okay, I have finished my background. Now I want to get out my piece of paper that has all of my leaf rubbings on it, and I'm going to carefully cut them out. I'm not going to cut the exact shape, but I am going to cut close to the edge of the leaf shape. If I want, I can cut the piece of paper into sections so that it's not as difficult to cut around. All right, I'm gonna fast forward this section, but before I do, if you are one of my younger friends in kindergarten, first grade, or second grade, and you need help cutting these out, then please ask an older sibling or an adult to help you. If you do not have scissors, or maybe you're not allowed to use scissors, then you can carefully try to tear it out. Let me show you an example. I have this blue leaf. I'm going to carefully tear out that leaf shape. Instead of cutting it. And there's my leaf. I'm gonna do that with this one too. Kind of like the way that it looks. Okay, I'm gonna keep doing it with the rest of my leaves. All right, now my last step is gluing these down. So I'm gonna get my glue stick. And remember, last time we talked about glue, we talked about how you only need to let just a little bit out from the top, because if you let out too much, then you're gonna plop this off and you're gonna waste a bunch of glue and you'll have a big mess to deal with. So just a little bit of glue sticking out the top. And then put the glue on the back, getting close to those edges so that they don't stick up. And find where you want to put that on your piece of paper. I like to start with the bigger leaves first because they take up more room. And find places for those first. And then I go back and glue down the smaller ones. Make sure if you've got anything sticking up that you try to re-glue it so it's not sticking up like that. Once you are done gluing these all down, make sure that you take a picture of your finished work and submit it onto Seesaw. I am really excited to see your guys' finished work for this project. I think this is a really fun one because it uses some stuff from outside, some natural elements, gives you an excuse to get outside, which I always like. So I hope that you guys enjoy this project. This is the end of part 2 of this leaf rubbing lesson. Next week we'll be starting something different. I look forward to seeing what you guys do. See you next time. Bye.